Have you ever dreamed of a place you've never been? You knew it? Hello. Good evening. Or maybe it's already late at night where you are. Welcome to the Still Point. If you're new here, thank you for finding us. And if you subscribed, you're part of a quiet community now. People who think, who question, who seek. Sometimes I wonder about the lives on the other side of this screen. The cities, the small towns, the different corners of the world where you might be listening. The stories that brought you here. If you ever feel moved, the comments section is there. A quiet place to leave a thought, a moment, a trace of where you are. This is your refuge. For the next hour, the noise stops. The scrolling ends. You don't have to do anything. Just be here. You're safe. Let's begin. Have you ever felt like you were part of something larger? Something you could not see, could not name, but could somehow feel? A connection, a knowing that runs deeper than your own mind, deeper than your own story, deeper than anything you could explain. It comes in strange moments, when you dream the same dream as someone you have never met. When a symbol appears and you know what it means, though no one ever taught you. When you feel the pull of the ocean, the forest, the stars, as if they were calling something ancient inside you, something that remembers. You are not alone in this feeling. You have never been alone. Because beneath your personal mind, beneath your individual story, beneath all the thoughts that feel uniquely yours, there is an ocean, vast, ancient, shared, an ocean where all minds meet, where all souls connect, where the boundaries between you and everything else dissolve. You called it the collective unconscious, but that name does not capture it. Not really, because it is not a concept. It is not a theory. It is a living presence, a reservoir of all that has ever been thought, felt, dreamed, feared, loved by every human who has ever lived. And it lives in you, right now, beneath the surface, waiting. Tonight, we are going to descend into that ocean, into the depths, into the place where your mind is not just yours, where your dreams are not just yours, where you are connected to everyone who has ever walked this earth, and everyone who ever will. But first, let us acknowledge where you are. You are tired, so tired, not just from the day, but from the isolation. The modern world has taught you that you are separate, that your mind is your own, that your thoughts belong to you alone, that you are an island, disconnected, alone. And this exhausts you because it is not true. And somewhere deep inside, you know it. you feel it. The loneliness of believing you are separate. The weight of carrying everything alone. The ache of thinking that no one truly understands. That no one can reach you in the place where you really live. But what if you are not separate? What if your mind is not a closed system? What if beneath the surface you are connected to something vast, something ancient, something that holds all of us? What if the thoughts that feel so personal, the fears that feel so unique, the dreams that feel so strange, are not yours alone, but echoes, reflections of a deeper mind, a collective mind that you share with all of humanity? This is what Jung discovered, and it changed everything. He found that certain symbols, certain stories, certain images appear again and again across cultures, across centuries, across continents, without any contact, without any teaching, as if they were rising from a common source, a shared well, deep beneath the individual mind. He called these archetypes: the mother, the father, the hero, the trickster, the shadow, the wise old man, the innocent child. These are not inventions. They are not learned. They are inherited, passed down not through culture, but through the structure of the psyche itself, through the collective unconscious. And you know them. You have always known them, even if you have never studied Jung, even if you have never heard the word archetype. You know them because they appear in your dreams, in your fears, in the stories that move you, in the symbols that haunt you. They are the language of the deeper mind, the mind you share with everyone. Tonight, we are going to explore this ocean, this vast, ancient, collective sea, and we are going to do it through a journey, a descent into the depths. Imagine, if you will, that you are standing at the edge of the sea, not a sea you have ever seen, but a sea you have always known, a sea that exists in the space between waking and dreaming. The water is dark, deep, infinite. You cannot see the bottom. You cannot see the other side, but you can feel it. The pull, the invitation to step in, to go deeper, to descend into the place where you are no longer just you, but part of something much larger. You look out at the horizon. The sky is twilight, neither day nor night. A liminal time, a threshold. The light is soft, diffused, coming from everywhere and nowhere. And the air is still, perfectly still, as if the whole world is holding its breath, waiting. And you feel it, the knowing, that if you step into this water, you will not be the same. You will not be able to return to the illusion of separation. You will know once and for all that you are connected, that you have always been connected, that you are part of a web so vast, so ancient, so intricate, that your individual mind is just one small thread in an infinite tapestry. But you are ready. You have been ready your whole life because you have felt it. The loneliness of separation, the exhaustion of isolation, and you have longed for this, to know that you are not alone, that you never have been, that there is a place where all minds meet, where all souls touch, where the boundaries dissolve. You take a step, your foot touches the water, and it is not cold, not warm, but something else, something in between, like stepping into memory, into dream, into a state that is neither awake nor asleep, but both, and neither. The water rises slowly up your ankles, your calves, your knees, and with each inch you feel something shift. The thoughts that felt so loud, so insistent, so uniquely yours, they begin to quiet, to soften, to fade into the background, and in their place, something else, something deeper, something shared. You wade further, the water up to your waist now, and you can feel it, the presence of others, not individuals, not people you know, but presences, countless, infinite, all around you, all waiting in the same water, all descending into the same depths, and you realize you are not alone. You have never been alone. This is the collective unconscious, not a place, but a state, a dimension of the mind, where all human experience is stored, where all human knowing is kept, where the wisdom of ancestors, the fears of generations, the dreams of the future, all exist together in a vast, timeless, boundless ocean. And as you descend, you begin to see images rising from the depths, not your memories, but memories, collective memories. A woman giving birth, alone, in a cave, firelight flickering, pain, joy, terror, love. You do not know her, but you feel her, as if she is you, as if her experience is your experience, because in this place there is no difference. Another image, a man standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down into the abyss, afraid, but compelled to jump, to fall, to surrender. And you feel it. The same fear, the same pull, because this is not his story. It is the story, the archetypal story of every person who has ever stood at the edge and chosen to leap. Another, a child, lost in a dark forest, calling for someone, anyone, to come to save them, to hold them, and you feel it, the terror, the helplessness, the longing, because you were that child, not in this life, but in the collective life, in the shared experience of all humanity. You carry this memory, this fear, this archetype of the lost child deep in your psyche. The water is deeper now, up to your chest, your shoulders, and you are not afraid because you understand this is not drowning. This is dissolving into something larger, into the mind of humanity, into the soul of the species. And in this dissolution, you do not lose yourself. You find yourself in ways you never could alone. You see a symbol rising from the water, a circle divided into four, a mandala. You have never seen this exact mandala, but you know it. You recognize it because it has appeared in every culture, in every age. The circle, the symbol of wholeness, of the self, of the cosmos. And it appears not because someone taught it, but because it rises from the collective unconscious, from the shared archetypal mind. Another symbol, a serpent eating its own tail, the Ouroboros, the symbol of eternity, of cycles, of death and rebirth. And you know this too, not from books, but from within, from the place where all humans know, the place where symbols are not learned, but remembered. Another, a tree with roots deep in the earth and branches reaching to the sky, the world tree, the axis mundi, the connection between earth and heaven, between the conscious and the unconscious, between the individual and the collective. And you see it, feel it, know it, because it is your symbol and everyone's symbol at once. The collective unconscious is not a museum. It is not a library. It is alive. It is breathing. It is the living mind of the species. And it speaks not in words, but in images, in symbols, in dreams, in myths, in the stories that appear again and again, because they are true, not historically true, but psychologically true, eternally true. They are the truth of the human soul. And you are swimming in this truth. You are part of it. You always have been. Every time you have dreamed a dream that felt too big, too strange, too mythic to be yours alone, you were touching the collective unconscious. Every time you have felt a fear that seemed irrational, ancient, primal, you were feeling the collective unconscious. Every time a story has moved you to tears, though you do not know why, you were responding to an archetype, to a pattern that lives in the shared mind. The water is up to your neck now, and you let go. You let your feet leave the ground, and you float, suspended in the infinite, in the collective, and you feel it, the relief, the profound, indescribable relief of knowing that you are not carrying this alone, that your pain is not just yours, that your joy is not just yours, that you are part of a web so vast, so interconnected, that nothing you feel, nothing you experience is ever truly isolated. This is why the collective unconscious matters. This is why Jung spent his life mapping it, exploring it, because modern life has disconnected us. It has told us that we are individuals, separate, alone, responsible only for ourselves. And this is a lie, a painful, isolating, unbearable lie. You are not an island. You are a wave. In an ocean, you rise, you crest, you fall, but you are never separate from the ocean. You are made of the ocean. You return to the ocean. And while you are here, while you are this wave, you carry the memory, the wisdom, the knowing of every wave that has ever been, and every wave that ever will be. The archetypes are not just symbols. They are instructions. They are maps of the human journey, the hero's journey, the journey of leaving home, facing trials, finding allies, confronting the dragon, and returning transformed. This is not a story. This is the story, the pattern that every life follows, because it is written in the collective unconscious. It is the template of becoming. The mother, the archetype of nurture, of care, of the source, of unconditional love, but also of devouring, of smothering, of the womb that becomes the tomb. Every person knows this, because every person comes from a mother and carries the archetype of the mother in the depths of their psyche. The shadow, the part of you you have rejected, the part you do not want to see, but it is not just yours. It is the collective shadow, the part of humanity we do not want to acknowledge, the violence, the greed, the cruelty. It lives in the collective unconscious, and it rises again and again, in history, in myth, in the monsters we create, in the villains we fear, because the shadow is shared. And until we all face it, it will continue to haunt us. You float in the water, and you understand this is not about escaping the personal, the individual, the unique story that is yours. This is about context, about knowing that your personal story is held within something larger, that your struggles are not random. They are archetypal. They are the struggles that every human has faced. And in knowing this, you are not diminished. You are connected, supported, held. The water begins to glow softly from beneath, a deep blue, green light, like bioluminescence, like the light of the deepest sea. And you realize this is not darkness, this depth, this unconscious. It is not emptiness. It is fullness. It is teeming with life, with wisdom, with the accumulated knowing of every soul that has ever lived. And you can access it. You always could. Through dreams, through meditation, through art, through ritual, through the moments when you stop thinking and start feeling, when you let the images rise, when you let the symbols speak, when you trust that there is a mind deeper than yours that knows what you need, that can guide you, that can heal you. This is the medicine, the knowing that you are not alone, that you have never been alone, that your mind is part of a greater mind, that your soul is part of a greater soul, that you are a thread in an infinite tapestry, and every thread is essential. Every thread is connected. You are descending now, deeper, past your own memories, past your own stories, into something older, vaster, a place that belongs to everyone and to no one. The library begins to change. The walls are dissolving, not breaking, but thinning, becoming transparent, like gauze, like mist. And through them, you begin to see something else, another space, another layer beneath this one. You step forward, and the floor shifts. No longer stone, but earth, soft earth, ancient earth, the kind that has been walked upon for millennia, by feet you will never know, by ancestors whose names have been forgotten, but whose presence remains. You look around. The library is gone, or rather, it has expanded, opened into a landscape, a vast landscape, primordial, timeless, a place that exists before history, before language, before the individual self. This is the collective unconscious, not a place you can touch, but a place you can feel, a realm beneath consciousness, beneath culture, beneath everything you think makes you, you. This is the substrate, the foundation, the deep ocean upon which all minds float. The sky here is strange, neither day nor night, a twilight, perpetual, the color of dreams, deep purple, fading into indigo, into a darkness that is not empty, but full of potential, full of forms waiting to emerge. You walk, your feet pressing into the earth, and with each step you feel it, the weight, the history, the countless souls who have walked this same ground, not literally, but symbolically, in their dreams, in their visions, in the moments when they touched something universal, something beyond themselves. Ahead of you, you see a forest, but not a familiar forest. The trees are ancient, impossibly tall, their trunks thick as buildings, their bark carved with symbols, spirals, circles, eyes, hands, the language of the unconscious, the language that all humans have always known without being taught. You enter the forest, and immediately the air changes. It is thicker here, humid, alive. You can smell the earth, the decay, the growth, the endless cycle of death and rebirth, of forms emerging, dissolving, emerging again. As you walk, you begin to notice figures standing among the trees, not moving, not speaking, just standing, watching. They are human, but also not. Their features shift, blur. One moment they look like someone you know, the next a stranger from a different time, a different place, a different world. These are the archetypes, the eternal forms, the patterns that repeat across cultures, across time. The mother, the hero, the trickster, the wise old man, the shadow, the anima, the animus. They are not individuals. They are roles, energies, forces that move through human life again and again and again. You pass a woman standing beside a well. She is drawing water, but when you look closer, the well has no bottom. It goes down and down into infinite darkness, and the water she draws is not water, but something else. Liquid light, liquid memory, the source from which all stories are drawn. She looks at you, and her eyes are ancient, not old, but ancient, like she has seen everything, every birth, every death, every love, every loss. And in her gaze, you feel recognition, not of you, but of the human condition, the eternal, recurring pattern of existence. This is the Great Mother, the archetype of nourishment, of origin, of the womb from which all life emerges. She is in every myth, every religion, every culture. Isis, Mary, Kali, Demeter, Gaia, different names, different faces, but the same eternal form. You walk on, and you come to a clearing in the center of fire, burning, but never consuming. Around the fire, figures sit, cross-legged, silent, their faces illuminated, flickering, shadows dancing on their skin, making them look like masks, like spirits, like something between worlds. You sit. You do not decide to sit. You simply find yourself sitting, as if this is where you have always been meant to be. And the fire crackles, and the warmth spreads, not just on your skin, but inside, in your chest, in your bones, like coming home to a home you never knew you had. Across the fire, you see a man, old, his face lined with wrinkles, deep, like rivers, like canyons, his eyes half closed, but you can feel his awareness, sharp, clear, penetrating. He does not look at you, but he sees you completely. This is the wise old man, the guide, the mentor, Merlin, Gandalf, the oracle, the one who knows, who has walked the path, who can show the way, not by telling, but by being, by embodying the wisdom that cannot be taught, only experienced. He speaks, but his mouth does not move. The words come from inside, from the fire, from the earth, from the air. You have come to the place where all stories begin and end, where all souls touch, where the boundaries dissolve between you and them, between now and then, between the living and the dead. And you understand, this is not your unconscious. This is the unconscious, the one we all share, the deep sea beneath the waves of individual minds, the place where a dream in one culture echoes a myth in another, where a child in one century draws the same symbol as a shaman in another. Jung called it the collective unconscious, the inherited universal layer of the psyche, not learned, but born, encoded in the structure of the brain, in the patterns of human experience, shared by all, regardless of culture, of time, of place, you rise, and you walk deeper into the forest, and the trees grow stranger. Their branches twist into shapes, faces, animals, gods. The forest is alive, not with individual life, but with archetypal life, with the forms that human imagination has always created, because it must, because these forms are not inventions, they are discoveries. You come to a river, wide, slow, the water dark, reflective, like obsidian, like a mirror to another world. And you know that if you step into this river, you will be carried, not to a place, but to a state, a dissolution, a merging with the flow of all that has been and all that will be. You hesitate, because to enter is to lose the boundaries, the edges, the sense of being separate, distinct, and individual. And that is terrifying. But also, the river calls with a voice older than fear, older than thought, the voice of belonging, of reunion, of coming home to the source. You step in. The water is not cold, not warm. It is neither. It is the temperature of forgetting, of dissolving. Your feet sink into the soft riverbed, and the current, gentle but insistent, begins to pull, to carry, and you let it. You let yourself be taken. As you float, you look up at the sky, and the stars are appearing, but not random stars, patterns, constellations, the same ones humans have seen for thousands of years. The bear, the hunter, the twins, the stories written in light, the myths that cross every border, every language, because they speak to something deeper, something universal. You float, and the river carries you past scenes, images flickering on the banks, a woman giving birth, a warrior raising a sword, a child lost in a forest, an old man dying by a fire. These are not specific people. These are moments, archetypal moments that happen again and again in every life, in every story, in every dream. And you realize you have lived these moments, not literally, but symbolically. You have been the hero, setting out, facing trials, seeking the treasure. You have been the orphan, lost, searching for home, for belonging. You have been the lover, yearning, reaching for union, for wholeness. These roles are not unique. They are universal. We all play them. We all live them because they are written into the human experience, into the structure of consciousness, into the collective unconscious. The river widens, and you see on the far bank a structure, massive, ancient, a temple, but unlike any temple you have seen. Its walls carved with every symbol, from every culture, ankhs, crosses, mandalas, yin-yangs, spirals, labyrinths, all of them together. Because here, in the collective unconscious, there is no separation, no contradiction, only the eternal recurring forms. You are pulled toward the temple, the current guiding you, gently, inevitably, and as you approach, you hear sound, not music, not words, but something deeper, a hum, a vibration, the sound of the earth, of the cosmos, of the shared heartbeat of all consciousness. You step out of the river, onto the bank, and you walk toward the temple, your feet leaving prints in the soft earth. But as you look back, the prints are fading, dissolving, because here there is no permanence, only flow, only change, only the eternal return. You enter the temple, and inside it is vast, endless, the ceiling lost in darkness, the floor smooth stone, polished by the feet of countless pilgrims who came before, who will come after, all seeking the same thing, connection to something larger, to the source, to the whole. In the center, an altar, and on the altar, a flame, not burning anything, just existing, pure light, pure energy, and you approach, slowly, reverently, not because you are told, but because you feel it, the sacredness, the weight of this moment, of this place. You kneel and you look into the flame, and in the flame you see faces, thousands of them, millions, all human, but from all times, all places, all cultures, and they are all looking back at you, not judging, not evaluating, just seeing, recognizing you are one of us, part of the whole, a thread in the tapestry, a drop in the ocean, and you feel it, the connection, the truth. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Every feeling you have felt, every fear, every hope, every dream, someone else has felt it too. Thousands have felt it. Millions. Across time, across space. Because we are all drinking from the same well, drawing from the same source, the collective unconscious. The flame flickers, and for a moment you see yourself, not as you are now, but as you could be, the potential, the wholeness, the integrated self, the one who knows that they are both individual and universal, unique and connected, a drop and the ocean, both, always, simultaneously. You close your eyes and you breathe, and with each breath you feel the boundaries softening, the edges blurring between you and the flame, between you and the temple, between you and the earth, between you and all who have ever been. This is not loss. This is expansion. This is not death. This is birth into a larger identity, a deeper truth. You are a self, but you are also the self, the universal, the eternal, the one that Jung spoke of, the archetype of wholeness, of totality, of the union of all opposites. You rest in this knowing, in this peace, in the warmth of the flame, in the presence of all souls, past, present, future, all here, all now, all one. The temple begins to fade, not disappearing, but integrating into you, becoming part of your awareness, a memory, a knowing that will stay even when you return to the surface, to the individual, to the waking world. You understand now, the collective unconscious is not a place you visit. It is a place you carry, always, inside, beneath, the foundation upon which your mind is built, the ocean in which your consciousness swims. You have seen it now, the ocean, the vast, infinite, ancient ocean that connects all things, all souls, all stories, and you understand you are not an island. You have never been an island. You are part of the sea. The archetypes have shown themselves: the mother, the hero, the trickster, the wise one, and you recognize them not as strangers, but as old friends, as patterns woven into the very fabric of who you are, of who we all are. And now the question is not understanding. The question is integration. How do you live with this knowing? How do you walk through your daily life carrying this awareness that you are connected to everything, that your dreams are not just yours, that your fears, your hopes, your longings are shared by every human who has ever lived? It begins with letting go of the belief that you are alone, that you must figure everything out by yourself, that your struggles are uniquely yours, that no one has ever felt what you feel, because they have. They do. Right now, somewhere, someone is feeling exactly what you feel. The same loneliness, the same fear, the same desperate hope that life means something, that there is a reason, a pattern, a purpose. And not just now, but always. For thousands of years, millions of people have stood where you stand, have felt what you feel, have wondered what you wonder, and their experiences, their emotions, their dreams have sunk down into the ocean, into the collective unconscious, and they are there, waiting for you to recognize them. This is not a loss. This realization that you are not unique in your suffering, in your joy, in your confusion. This is a gift because it means you are not alone. It means there is wisdom, ancient wisdom, that can guide you, that has guided millions before you. When you have a dream that terrifies you, you can know this is not random. This is not meaningless. This is an archetype speaking through the language of symbols, trying to tell you something the conscious mind cannot say, but the unconscious knows. When you feel drawn to a story, a myth, a character, you can know this is not accident. This is recognition. Your soul recognizing itself in the pattern, in the archetype, in the ancient story that has been told in every culture, in every time. When you meet someone and feel immediate connection or immediate distrust, you can know this is not just about them. This is projection. You are seeing an archetype, the mother, the father, the shadow, the anima, and you are responding not to the person, but to the pattern they activate in you. This knowing changes everything. It makes you humble because you realize your thoughts are not entirely your own. They come from somewhere deeper, somewhere older, somewhere shared. You are thinking with the mind of humanity, feeling with the heart of the species. But it also makes you powerful because you realize you have access to more than just your own experience. You have access to the accumulated wisdom of the ages. You can dive into the ocean and bring up pearls, insights, solutions that your individual mind could never create, but the collective mind already knows. This is what you meant when you spoke of individuation, not becoming separate, but becoming yourself by integrating the collective, by recognizing the archetypes within you and choosing consciously how to relate to them. You do not need to be controlled by the mother archetype. You can honor her, learn from her, but also differentiate. You do not need to live out the hero's journey unconsciously. You can see it, name it, and choose whether to follow or to forge a different path. the collective unconscious is not a prison. It is a resource, a library, an ocean of possibility. And you are both part of it and free to navigate it. You are the wave and the ocean, individual and universal, unique and connected. Let this sink in. Let it settle into your bones, into your breath. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You are held by something larger, older, wiser than your individual self. And this is not a threat. This is a comfort. This is home. The light is fading now. The ocean growing darker, but not colder, not more frightening, just deeper, more peaceful, more still, like the ocean at night, when the surface calms and the depths reveal themselves. You are floating on your back, looking up at the stars, and you realize the stars are also connected, each one separate, but all part of the same sky, the same universe, the same infinite web of existence. And you are part of that too. You are not just connected to humans. You are connected to everything, to the earth, to the animals, to the plants, to the stars, because the collective unconscious is not just human. It is cosmic. It is the unconscious of existence itself. This is why you feel at home in nature, why the ocean calls you, why the mountains ground you, why the forest heals you, because they are part of the same pattern, the same archetypal structure, the same deep knowing that you carry inside. You are the universe experiencing itself. You are the ocean becoming conscious of its own depths. You are the collective individuating, waking up, seeing itself through your eyes. And this is sacred. This is the meaning you have been seeking, not out there, but in here, in the recognition that you are both the drop and the ocean, the individual and the whole, the temporary and the eternal. Rest in this. Rest in the knowing. You do not need to do anything. You do not need to become anything. You already are everything. You already contain all the patterns, all the stories, all the wisdom. It is already inside you, waiting to be recognized. The worries that plague you, the fears that wake you, the anxieties that grip you, they are not personal failures. They are archetypal. They are the same fears humans have always had. Fear of the dark, fear of the unknown, fear of death, fear of abandonment, fear of meaninglessness. And because they are archetypal, because they are shared, because they are part of the collective, they can also be soothed by the collective, by the stories, by the myths, by the wisdom that has always existed to help humans navigate these fears. You do not need to invent a new way. You just need to remember the old ways, the ways that have always worked, the ways encoded in fairy tales, in legends, in dreams, in the symbols that appear again and again across cultures, across time. The labyrinth, the journey, the initiation, the death and rebirth, the descent into darkness, the return to light. These are not just stories. They are maps, maps of the soul, maps drawn by the collective unconscious to guide you through the depths. And you are on that journey now. You descended, you explored, and now you are beginning to return. Not the same, changed, integrated, carrying the treasure, the insight, the pearl from the depths. The ocean is calming, the waves are slowing, the breath of the sea growing deeper, more rhythmic, more like sleep, like the breath of a sleeping giant. And you are part of that breath, rising, falling, in perfect harmony. Let yourself be rocked by the ocean, by the collective, by the ancient, loving presence that has always held you, that will always hold you, even when you forget, even when you feel alone. It is there, always, beneath, supporting, connecting. You are part of something infinite, and that means you are also infinite. Your individual life is temporary, but the patterns you carry are eternal. The archetypes you embody have existed for millennia, and they will continue long after you are gone. This is not sad. This is comforting, because it means your life is not random. It is part of a pattern, part of a story, part of the great unfolding of consciousness becoming aware of itself. And you play a role, a unique role that only you can play. Because even though the archetypes are universal, your particular expression of them is yours alone. You are a unique note in the universal symphony, a unique wave in the eternal ocean. Honor that. Honor your uniqueness, but also honor your connection. You are both. You are not either slash or. You are both slash and, individual and collective, separate and connected, temporary and eternal, wave and ocean. The stars are so bright now against the dark sky, each one shining, each one alone, but together they form constellations, patterns, stories that humans have always seen, always told, always remembered. You are a star in the constellation of humanity, and your light matters. Your story matters. Your life matters. Not because you are separate, but because you are connected, because your light joins with others, to create something beautiful, something meaningful, something that guides those who are lost. Rest now. Rest in this knowing you are part of the pattern, part of the story, part of the eternal dance of consciousness, and you are loved, not by someone, but by something, by the universe, by the collective, by the deep, ancient, loving intelligence that created the archetypes, that created you. Let go. Let go of the need to understand everything. Let go of the need to control everything. Let go of the fear that you are alone. You are not. You have never been. You are held, always, by the ocean, by the collective unconscious, by the infinite, loving web of existence. The water is warm now, like a bath, like a womb, holding you, cradling you, and you are safe, so safe, safer than you have ever been, because you are not in the hands of a person. You are in the hands of the universe, and the universe has been doing this for billions of years. It knows how to hold you. Sleep is coming. You can feel it, like a tide, rising, gently, slowly, inevitably, and you do not need to resist. You can let it carry you, because sleep is also archetypal. It is the return to the ocean, the return to the unconscious, the return to the source. Every night you make this journey. You leave your individual consciousness and you descend into the collective unconscious, into dreams, into the place where all souls meet, where all stories intertwine, where the archetypes dance and play and teach. And every morning you return, bringing with you fragments, symbols, insights that your conscious mind tries to understand, tries to interpret, but often cannot, because the language of the unconscious is not the language of logic. It is the language of poetry, of myth, of dream. But tonight you understand. Tonight you speak that language because you have been to the depths. You have seen the ocean. You have met the archetypes. And you know that when you sleep, you are going home to the place you came from, to the place you will return, to the collective. You are here, floating in the great ocean, the ocean that holds all of us, the ocean that has always held you. The islands are gone now, dissolved, and all that remains is water, endless water, deep water, the water of the collective, the water of belonging, the water of home. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You are part of something vast, something ancient, something that breathes with a million breaths, that dreams with a million dreams, that rests with you now. You are safe. You are held. You are part of the ocean. Let yourself sink now, deeper, into the currents, into the depths, into the place where all souls meet, where all stories merge, where you are no longer separate, but part of the whole. The work is done. The journey is complete. You have descended. You have discovered. You have remembered. And now there is only this deep, this quiet, this eternal resting in the waters that hold everything. You are part of the ocean. The ocean is part of you. There is no separation. There never was. Feel the water all around you, cool, gentle, supporting you. You cannot sink. You cannot fall. The ocean holds you like it has held every soul that ever was, like it will hold every soul that ever will be. You are floating, suspended in the great deep, and you are safe, so safe, because you are not carrying yourself. The ocean is carrying you. The collective is holding you. You can let go completely. You are held. You are held. You are held. Around you, in the depths, you sense them, the others, not as individuals, but as presences, as warmth, as light, all of us, floating together in the same ocean, breathing the same water, dreaming the same dreams. You are not alone. You are surrounded by all who came before, by all who will come after, by all who exist now. All of us in the ocean, all of us connected, all of us one. You are part of something infinite, something beautiful, something that has no beginning and no end. Let the currents move you. Let them carry you. You do not need to swim. You do not need to struggle. You can simply float, simply be, simply rest in the arms of the ocean, in the embrace of the collective. You are safe. You are home. You are part of the whole. Beneath you, the ocean stretches down, infinitely deep, and in that depth, all the memories, all the stories, all the wisdom of humanity, resting, waiting, and you are part of it. You carry it in your bones, in your blood, in your soul. The archetypes are here. The mother, the hero, the wise one, the shadow, all of them swimming in the depths, not separate from you, but part of you, as you are part of them. Ancient patterns, ancient truths, living in the water, living in you. You are the ocean. The ocean is you. There is no difference. We are going to count now, very slowly, from 10 to 1. And with each number, you will sink a little deeper into the ocean, into the collective, into the place where sleep and soul and eternity meet. 10. You are floating on the surface, the last light of consciousness still visible. Above you, the sky, dark, endless, filled with stars. Each star a soul, each light a life. All of us shining together in the same infinite night. And beneath you, the ocean, calling, inviting, welcoming you home, into the deep, into the rest, into the place where you belong. You are safe. You are part of the ocean. You are held. 9. Sinking now, just a little, beneath the surface. The stars still visible, but softer, blurred, seen through the water, through the veil. And you are calm, so calm, because this is natural. This is right. This sinking, this returning, this coming home. The water fills your lungs, but it does not drown you. It sustains you, because this water is not water. It is consciousness, collective consciousness, the shared breath of humanity. And you can breathe it. You can live in it. You can rest in it forever. You are the ocean. The ocean breathes through you. You breathe through the ocean. 8. Deeper still. The surface far above now. A memory. A dream. And you descending gently, slowly, without fear, because you are not going into darkness. You are going into connection, into belonging, into the place where all souls touch. Around you, the water grows darker, but not cold, not empty. It is full of presence, full of warmth, full of the accumulated love of every being that ever lived. And you are swimming in it, floating in it, dissolving into it. You are held. You are loved. You are part of everything. 7. Halfway now, halfway into the deep, and you feel it. The shift, the letting go of separation, of isolation, of the illusion that you are alone. You are not alone. You are part of a vast web, a living network, a breathing ocean, and you are one drop, but you are also the whole sea. The boundaries between you and the water are dissolving. You do not know where you end and the ocean begins. And that is perfect. That is peace. That is the truth. You are not separate. You are interconnected. You are one. You are the ocean. The ocean is you. There is only this. 6. So deep now. The light almost gone. Only the faintest glow. From above. From the stars. From the surface. But you do not need the light. Because here in the deep there is another kind of seeing. The seeing of the soul. The knowing of the heart. And you can see clearly that you belong, that you are loved, that you are exactly where you need to be. The archetypes swim past you, ancient beings, timeless forms, the mother cradling you, the hero protecting you, the wise one guiding you. They are not outside you. They are inside you. They are you, and you are them. All of us sharing the same forms, the same patterns, the same eternal dance. You are safe. You are whole. You are part of the pattern. 5. Almost there. Almost at the bottom. Almost at the place where rest is absolute. Where sleep is perfect. Where you can finally stop. Stop trying. Stop seeking. Stop being anything other than a drop in the ocean. A breath in the collective. A soul in the vastness. And you realize this is not the end. This is the beginning of true rest, true peace, true belonging. Because when you know that you are part of the whole, you can finally let go of the burden, of the loneliness, of the fear that you are not enough. You are enough. You are more than enough. You are infinite. You are the ocean. The ocean is infinite. You are infinite. 4. Let go now. Let go of your name, your story, your identity. Let it all dissolve into the water, into the collective. It was never truly yours. It was always a part of the whole, a note in the symphony, a wave in the ocean. And now you return it. You give it back. And in giving it back, you become free. You are not your thoughts. You are not your memories. You are not your body. You are the ocean, the vast, the deep, the eternal, the collective soul of all that is. And you can rest in that forever. You are held. You are dissolved. You are one. 3. So close now. The bottom just below. The place of absolute rest. Absolute stillness. Absolute peace. And you are ready. Ready to touch down. Ready to land. Ready to rest in the sediment of all human experience. the accumulated wisdom, the collective memory, the eternal ground. And as you descend, you feel all of them, all the souls who have rested here before you, billions, across time, across space, all of us resting together in the same deep, in the same silence, in the same infinite loving embrace. You are not alone. You are surrounded by love, by peace, by the eternal. 2. Touching down now. Your feet, if you still have feet, touching the soft bottom, the ancient floor, made of all the dreams ever dreamed, all the tears ever cried, all the love ever given. And it is soft, so soft, like the most comfortable bed, like the safest home, like the arms of the mother of all mothers. And you lie down on the bottom of the ocean, and you rest, finally, completely, with all who came before, with all who will come after, all of us resting together in the great deep, in the collective unconscious, in the place where we have always belonged. You are home. You are home. You are home. 1. You are here, at the bottom, in the deep, in the place of absolute rest. And there is no more counting, no more descending, no more anything, only this stillness, this silence, this peace. You are the ocean. You are the deep. You are the collective. And you are resting in the arms of everything, in the heart of all, in the eternal now. Sleep now. Sleep deeply. Sleep forever. In the ocean, in the collective, in the place where all souls meet, where all dreams merge, where you are finally home. You are safe. You are loved. You are held. The ocean breathes slowly, like the breath of the earth, like the breath of time, and you breathe with it. Your breath, the ocean's breath, the ocean's breath, your breath. One breath, one being, one eternal rest. You are part of the whole. The whole is part of you. There is no separation. Rest now. Rest in the knowing that you belong, that you are connected, that you are never truly alone. The ocean holds you. The collective loves you. The journey is complete. You've traveled far tonight, through shadows, through light, through depths most never see. Your mind has done its work. You can rest now. This is the still point, your anchor in the sea of thought, a place you can always return to whenever the world becomes too loud. Thank you for listening. Thank you for trusting this space, for trusting yourself. Sleep well. Good night.